What's up guys, it's ScoopMan5000. Today we're back for another action figure review, and the McFarlanes keep on coming, and that's with a release that I think is more exciting than usual, even with the McFarlanes, and even for me, who I'm excited about most releases they do. But this is a big deal. We got Batman Beyond. This is the Target exclusive version with the JokerBot Build-A-Figure piece. Because of that, the box is wider than the standard packaging. On each side of the packaging, you're seeing Batman Beyond with the window extension, and then on the back here, you're getting the trading card artwork, which for the first time, at least that I've seen, it's actually just images of the figures, which I'm not a fan of. I wish we had some nice comic art, and it's also breaking down the Build-A-Figure pieces. Here you can see Shriek is estimated at June, and then there's two more characters. This is like a Batgirl or something, but I cannot make out the rest of them. I haven't read the Batman Beyond comics, but I love the cartoon, so this JokerBot is foreign to me, but that JokerBot's incredible looking, so I'm all game for it. Here's the UPC as well. He's showing up in Target. Even on the website, it was accurate for me, but with packaging all but taken care of, let's get to it, and let's take Terry McGinnis out of the packaging. And here he is, Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis himself in McFarlane form, out of the packaging. And he's got a pretty decent amount of accessories and different pack-ins. Obviously, he's got his figure stand, which I'm not even going to go over. We get it with every figure. He's also got the trading card. And like I said, it's just action figure photography. It's not any actual artwork. And I don't like that. I wish that we had some nice comic book artwork from this Batman Beyond comic. And also, interestingly, it doesn't even mention a comic on the back of the card. So maybe they're moving away from actually saying it's from, you know, Detective Comics this or Batman Beyond this, Rebirth. She's got that JokerBot Build-A-Figure piece, and this thing looks magnificent. To me, it just looks like a bootleg toy almost, like if something you're gonna get at like a mall kiosk. She got half Batman, half Joker robot, and that's the most incredible thing I've ever heard. And really, it all comes down to this kind of theory I have about the McFarlane design philosophy. If it looks cool, if it looks metal, if it looks rad, then Todd McFarlane's going to make a figure of it. For his actual accessories, Terry's accessories, he does have a pair of trigger hands, and these are also going to be used to hold his batarangs, and these are very clearly some Batman Beyond styled batarangs. But otherwise, finally, the figure itself, it's a very good looking figure, but it being Batman Beyond, it's very simple and it's very smooth, and luckily McFarlane didn't stray too far from the actual design. I guess the biggest point of content would be the head sculpt on this figure, and it's different on the actual mainline release. He actually has a mouth on that one, which is more accurate to the original cartoon style Batman Beyond. Here it's almost like the Rebirth, like the Batman of the future, where he's got just a face plate over it, but there's not going to be any emotion coming out of it. It's like a helmet more like, and it looks a bit more armored. You got some vents coming out the side, and I mean, it's still very much Batman Beyond. This isn't going to be any other character, but that might be important to you. So if you want a more comic, or I should say cartoon accurate figure, maybe go for that standard release. But you are going to be missing out on the JokerBot. But considering that if you want a more accurate one and you're a stickler, you probably don't know what the JokerBot is. So if anything, this being the more comic, the more esoteric version, coming with the more obscure JokerBot piece, I guess that makes sense. Otherwise, the head sculpt looks very good, and I can't wait to get the other one and kind of compare them, see which one's my favorite, because I'm getting to the point now where I don't think I can display every single variant. And if really the only difference is going to be the head sculpt, I might go with the other figure. But I'm still glad to have this, especially for the JokerBot Build-A-Figure piece. And I guess this goes along with the topic, McFarlane's making too many Batmans, and I've always been an apologist for that, and you could see that, especially even in recent videos. But now I've been getting so many, and they're all coming all at once. I got the red White Knight Batman, the golden Hellbat, I got the Thomas Wayne variant, I got the other Todd McFarlane Batman variant, and even I'm starting to question myself, is there too many Batmans? But a Terry McGinnis, a Batman Beyond, that's like a separate character to me, so I don't think he falls under that category. And for me, I don't have any Batman Beyond figures. I missed out on the Multiverse one from Mattel, which was a later Mattel figure, and I really regretted that. It's a very expensive figure now, so I'm glad to have an improved version of that, basically, with this McFarlane. But other than that, very smooth for the torso. It's not like the Jon Stewart approach where they added a lot of details. This is very slick and slim. Very Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond, and then his big bat symbol, of course. And that, I can't tell if that's like an inlay piece or if it's painted, but either way, it's very clean. You can definitely see a bit of a gap, so I guess it's its own piece. And then the utility belt is very classic, very simple as well. But really, the final detail, the main thing to go over here are these wings. They kind of fold up like this. I can't really tell if they're removable, but I don't want to try it. It doesn't seem like it, and I wish they were, because we usually see Batman Beyond without the wings, and they really only pop out of his suit when he is in flight mode. So for this, the wings actually have a bit of a ratchet to them, but they just come out just like this. But as a result, it does have some ugly kind of divots in here, but what that actually attaches to is another spike that's on his gauntlets, and they're on the sides here. You can see you kind of just insert it this way. That's going to lock into place. We do it on the other side, and that's some pretty accurate, pretty awesome looking flying Terry McGinnis. So the trade-off of having that divot there, but I guess this is really the only way you're going to be displaying him. But other than that, that is our basic look at the Terry McGinnis, the Batman Beyond. Very simple, but very effective, and I think that's why Batman Beyond is such a beloved design, and it's really one that hasn't been changed much. But now I just sat the figure down, but we're going to pick him back up. We're going to do some articulation. So for the head, it's actually going pretty far back. That's pretty decent for a flying pose. It could be more, but then again, I guess you'd have a big gap in his neck back here. And he's looking down that much, which is pretty good for a Batman figure as well. The torso's got a nice ball joint going, and another ball joint at the waist, but that one's very tight. So you get the movements that you need to make flying poses. I guess that would be the furthest, and that's pretty good. He's looking right at the camera. Got very tight butterflies in this guy. They're not really all that usable, but it's just that little extra dynamicism that it's adding to the figure. Otherwise, very standard. He's going past 90 degrees on the shoulder. The bicep cut is there. Double jointed elbows are pretty good. He's punching himself in the face. And then we do have McFarlane hinges at the wrist. The legs are going to split out almost 180 degrees. Kick back is pretty alright, and forward as well. It's just going to be a bit angled because of the trunks. If you want to count the wings as articulation, they go about that far apart from each other. He does have double jointed knee that's going all the way back, and he's got McFarlane hinges at his ankles, and then he's also got a toe hinge. But overall, that does do it for Batman Beyond. He's a great figure, and he is very simple, but he's executed pretty well. And in terms of like proportions, articulation, it's very good for McFarlane's figures. But with all that taken care of, let's go ahead, let's do my favorite part. Let's bring in some other figures and we'll do some comparison. And we'll start out with our classic versions of the Joker, more specifically the Rebirth and the Detective Comics Batman. And these all look pretty good together. I mean, Terry McGinnis is obviously from the future, and these are kind of Batman and Joker in their prime, but comics are the way they are. And even back in the show, I think Terry has met a younger Batman, I think in Justice League Unlimited, and obviously Return of the Joker, probably one of the best things to come out of Batman Beyond, although he looked a little bit different. But it's weird, there's not many figures to really put with this figure until we get more of this JokerBot wave, but it really just makes me want more. I want to get, you know, Return of the Joker, I want that version of the Joker, Old Man Bruce Wayne, even Ace the Bat Hound, the whole Joker's gang, you know, the DDs, all of them. It'd really be awesome to get a full, like, Batman Beyond line, but like with a lot of these McFarlanes, like with the animated, I don't know when they're ever going to be finishing these lineups, these teams. So this might be it for a while with this JokerBot wave. And speaking of animated, hopefully these guys stay standing up for this shot. We have the original Batman the Animated Series figure and the Superman Animated Series figure. And obviously the styles don't really match here, but obviously Terry McGinnis does come from this universe. That's where he originates from, like Harley Quinn. So if you wanted him to fit in with these characters, I guess you could fudge it. And with these animated figures, like I said, we are never going to get this Justice League completed, I don't think. It seems like these have kind of been abandoned. And they weren't the best figures. I think the Batman's not great, but I actually really do like the Superman as well as the Green Lantern and the Cyborg from Teen Titans, which is a whole nother universe, a whole nother team that still has to be completed. And then finally, just some Bat Family, some random figures. I think this Joker Nightwing actually goes pretty well with him for whatever reason. And then the Red Hood. It's just all this red and black Bat Family action. And overall, that does do it for the Batman Beyond from McFarlane, the Target exclusive version, I should specify. And like with a lot of these guys, he's a great figure. He's simple. Maybe there isn't as much to talk about, but he's going to look great on your shelf. And especially once we get Shriek, I think it's Batwoman Beyond or Batgirl Beyond afterwards, and then Blight. As always, I'm going to be leaving off the video with some figure photography, and you can see my library of figure photography on Instagram, Scoopman_5000. But that is going to do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next action figure review.